Hospitality host, actually. Yeah, I got that wrong. Yep. We have in the studio, live with us, the boys from Welcome to the Numb. Welcome, guys.
Oh, hang on.
Howdy's got to get all the microphones going in here. There we got David and Daniel and Sam and Jim.
You're going to have to get closer to the mics, boys.
Closer to the mics?
Four boys around two microphones. It's a bit cramped in here, Arnie.
Oh, it's just like singing backups for the Temptations. It's great.
But yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
As you said, a great Melbourne band. Welcome to the Numb. Welcome, boys, to Rockdown Radio. And you boys, we've been playing your single, your previous to your latest single here on the show quite a bit. And you've got a brand new one for us today. But tell us a bit about the band. Where did the name come from? It's not a Motley Crue song, is it?
Funnily enough, it is actually. The name comes from the Motley Crue album. And it has... Motley Crue is nothing like our music, but
no.
reading through, trying to find a name for our band when we first started it, we were looking through different CDs and stuff like that, looking for a name, and the one that resonated most was Welcome to the Numb. I think for me, Welcome to the Numb represents a place, the numb, and we feel like a feeling as well. So and when I spoke to the boys about it as well, everyone was like, yeah, that's great. So we jumped on that.
So when you say you spoke to the boys, you actually persuaded the boys?
No. Yes. No, they were with us. They saw the vision the same.
It was an extensive CD collection, so I think we needed just to get an answer, and once it got to W, we were like, that sounds good. Let's go with that.
You got as far as you could go, Jim. That was it.
That's pretty much it.
Short of going to Z.
Yeah. It's starting again.
Now, everyone out there who listens to Rockdown Radio regularly, and particularly Rats and Arnie, would be aware that we played the single Walls, I think about a month ago for the first time, and I've known a couple of these boys for quite a long time. And to give you a bit of background, people out there who are music fans, and you don't have to be a musician to listen to Rockdown Radio or anything like that, there is a bit of a method as to how things are in the industry at the moment, which kind of explains what Rockdown's mission statement is. Now, all of us here, if you'd like to equate it to a chef, some of the skills we have in this room would be like a Michelin chef working at McDonald's. We're all dishing out the same thing everybody knows every day, what we loosely in the music industry call the SOS set, which stands for same old... No, it's not shite, it's another word.
Shite.
But all the same recipe, a thing that everyone's used to. And unfortunately, in the industry the way it is now, we are all entertainers, but we need to fund ourselves and our families. And instead of putting all of that money back into our families, a lot of us are creative souls, and we produce music. And this is how bands like Welcome to the Numb exist. All those fantastic skills come together and create fantastic new things. Now, just as a reminder, before we go on further with the boys, this is the song that's created all the excitement so far. This is Welcome to the Numb with Walls. There you go, folks. Welcome to the Numb with Walls, and that's the song that's been getting a lot of interest across our Facebook page and generally everywhere, which is why the boys are in here to find out. Let's drill down and find out what it's all about.
Well, I've got some really hard-hitting questions for the boys, Arnie. Where did you meet? You've all come together, obviously. We're all musos. We all know how it works. You've met around the traps. You've all played cover bands, I imagine. Is that right?
Well, that's sort of where it was derived, and a long time ago when cover bands were our living, back in the 90s. It was in the 90s, wasn't it? Wasn't it? No. Was it in the 2000s?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So I was in a Captain Spaulding cover band. Well, it wasn't the Captain Spaulding cover band but it was a cover band named Captain Spaulding.
Oh, doing a cover, not a cover band of Captain Spaulding.
Hello to Tommy.
Hello Tommy.
Yeah, hello Tommy and Ken.
And after the gig one Sunday, I think it was, or a Friday night, I went down to a local pub to have a drink after the gig, and here I found Dave in another cover band singing, a Sweet Child of Mine, I think it was. And I remember turning to the person I was with and I was like, how is this guy in a cover band still, right?
He's a freak of nature.
Yeah, have a listen to the voice on this guy. And I had some ideas for originals and some songs in the wings, and I thought, let's see if I can get a chat with Dave, and we ended up sort of making a connection there. And I remember not long after that, a week later, you came down to the G-Bung and had a bit of a squiz at the Spaulding band in you, and I did, yeah. And we started writing together. So that's sort of where it began.
Did he jump up on stage and do YMCA with you or any of the dance moves? No?
No. There wasn't. That stage at the G-Bung, if you know, it wasn't very big. It was only room for one, and that's Tommy, right?
Yeah. Well, you've just touched on the writing the songs, which was what I wanted to get to. So how do you guys go about writing songs? Is there one songwriter or four of you, or how does it all work?
Jim has a bit of a story, I believe, about
Dave and I write the songs, and we usually come to the table, either him or I, with a version of what we've come up with. So it's usually the bones of a song, whether or not it's verse, chorus, or it might be the whole song. And then together we sort of put our minds to getting it to a point where it's recordable. And, it's fantastic now. We've got Sam and Dan on board to come in and embellish on the stuff we bring to the table, and then, some fantastic results that we're very proud of, that Walls and Storm that you're going to hear soon.
Bands are often about that. You got to find other members, the right chemistry, that are like interpreters for your songs. Would you believe that's true?
Absolutely. And Welcome to the Numb have definitely gone through a process for quite some time to try to find those members that really gel together, and we're very happy at a place where we are now with Sam and Dan. So, the future with songwriting will just get, better and better, and more confident with what they bring to the table.
Well, you can certainly hear the result in the song, that one song played so far. And I'll drill down into your back catalogue, and there's some great stuff back there. But we're all about getting people like yourselves heard. Referencing back to my previous analogy about, the same old menu, like the fast food menu. It's if you listen to a lot of commercial radio, that's what you get. And
30 pop songs 10 times a day.
Yeah. And you spoon-fed essentially. You don't get a choice of your own. And this is what we're all about, is bringing people like yourselves to the public so they can hear.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. We speak about this every week about giving new talent, a voice. Because you listen to the commercial radio stations, you just hearing the same old menu all the time. So.
We're definitely appreciative of that. That's for sure.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, community radio at large, not just us here on this show, but there's about 3 shows like this on Southern FM, kind of become essentially the home of Australian original music in a lot of ways, in community radio. But us and a lot of community radio stations become like a breakout kind of venue for medium for musicians who can't get played to get out. Yeah. And it's become a nationwide thing.
You're listening to Rats and Arnie here at Rockdown Radio on 88.3 Southern FM, and our studio guests today are Welcome to the Numb. Boys, you obviously got a website, so you want to direct the listeners to your website?
Yes, give us all the info.
Get up close to the mic.
All right,
come on, David.
www.welcometothenumb.com. No, that's it, yeah.
No.au, very important.
No.au.
And on Facebook as well.
Facebook, yeah.
Yes.
All right, Facebook as well. There you go, folks. Go out and check the band out. Welcome to the Numb, a great Melbourne band. Now, Arnie, yes, Gary?
Yes, I was going to ask, when the boys, there's been live gigs recently, and is there any known forward dates at the moment?
Our last gig was actually supporting Electric Mary at the Corner Hotel, which was fantastic.
Wow.
We really enjoyed that. It was fantastic, and our next gig to date is Brighter Days Festival up in Bright.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think there's Labor Day weekend on the bill there. I think we've got John Stevens, Thirsty Merc, Off the top of my head, there's a bunch of other great artists that are going up there. Ross Wilson and
fabulous.
They've got a good lineup. So that'll be our next. At this point, that'll be our next gig. But hopefully, there might be a couple of little lead-up shows before then.
Just speaking about that and yourselves as well, bands that have broken on community radio recently, has been a few through us, being like Mike Joseph and Jackson James Lee and G-Man and the Powerhouse. Great bands, and a few of them been doing gigs together, just kind of do the connectivity through Rockdown. So needing to, kind of put you in contact with, throw in the mix, and so we can get a big show going somewhere.
Well, funny you say that, because with our release of Storm, we'll definitely be doing a release of the EP, most probably before Brighter Days, if we can get it sorted. So,
fantastic.
We might well jump on people like Mikey to help us out and do a great gig together.
Well, let's have a listen to that song, shall we?
Well, this is a first for Rockdown, Arnie.
It is.
Got to make a big deal about it,
for the boys. Welcome to the Numb, ladies and gentlemen, debuting their new song Storm with Rats and Arnie on Rockdown Radio. Have a look on Facebook.
Boys.
Thanks, boys. All the best. Woohoo!
Great brand new song from Storm, a very, very first for us here on Rockdown Radio.
Yep, exclusive.
Thank you to the boys for coming in, but just quickly before we go to the news, you wanted to mention something about the website?
Yeah, Jim, tell us all about it.
So if you like to listen of that song, you can go to our website at welcometothenumb.com and have a listen to that there. There's a lyric video, and also there's a pre-order available there, which will come with a poster of the artwork as well, which would be great if everyone can get on board.
Christmas
and have a listen.
prezzies.
Yeah, Christmas is a good time of year for that.
Awesome. Boys, it's been a pleasure having you here on the show, and thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
it's a bit squishy in here, but doesn't matter.
It's a bit squeezy, but hey, we're all friends. It's all good. Yes,
you are listening to Rats and Arnie here at Rockdown Radio, and the boys are about to leave us. We're about to go to the news, and we'll be back with more live